Cease your pretense. I know you have returned to consciousness.
What the hell happened? I was just listening to the steward blabbing away with the captain, and then...
And then you lost control.
I don't know, it's like something in my head zapped me so it could use my mouth. But I was still there. Still thinking what I was saying.
This is not the first time you have felt this presence,
No. No, it's been there since the temple.
Interesting. It would seem that your body... And it is clearly a spirit of fire.
No kidding. I got a demon in my head.
Something of the kind. In truth, I could...
Don't make me laugh. After all, it's your disciples that let this thing out of its cage, right?
That has nothing to do with it. Do you have...
If it happens again a couple of days from now, they'll all start spitting and throwing rocks at me. Guess I'll have to watch out.
I fear that is the least of your worries. Obviously, you haven't understood. The thing that is inside you. There is not enough space inside you for two souls. That demon wants your body. It will control you more.
Ha! Thou thinkest I crave the body of a mortal? I am a prisoner here. My place is in the...
It will not hesitate to lie to you, to tell you that which you wish to hear, so that you will allow it to consume you.
I never asked for this cage. I never asked to be forced to hear thy every thought. It is I who have been
It speaks to you. Do not listen to it. Cast it from you. If you do not resist...
Hey, take it easy. One day at a time, okay? I'm gonna take a walk.
The Order of the Freeborn Blades is of great repute, and the mercenary does honor to its name. The mercenary's powers are both astonishing, and the knight would like to duel with the mercenary.
Sure, I can never turn down a good fight. But maybe we should take it outside if we don't want to break everything in here.
The knight is honored, and bows to his adversary's wisdom.
Wait for me here, Sybil. I won't...
The knight hopes that his adversary will not hold back his blows.
Oh, you can count on it.
Has never before battled an adversary with such power, and he believes that he could be that which is needed to change the course of this war.
You fight pretty good yourself. Where did you learn your moves? I can't believe you learned to fight like that in this backwater.
The knight has traveled far and fought many battles. He has only lived...
What are you doing in the middle of these swamps when you...
The knight has fought a great many battles, but he feels he can be more useful.
I have to go.
Before his adversary rushes off to fight other battles, he wishes to know if the Freeborn Blades would like him to join them.
I'm not the one who decides who joins the company, but I can ask the captain for you.
He has thought long on it, and wishes...
Well, that's great. I'll ask him, but I can't...
Mr. Vulcan, what brings you here?
The captain wants me to help your village. You got a job I can do?
With our shortages of food and fighting men, our worn-out equipment and the growing lines at the healing house, I cannot... Sadly, I fear that these are not the sort of problems you are used to dealing with.
Maybe I'll surprise you. So what's the problem with the healing house?
Quite simply, Mirana cannot keep up. She spends every waking minute giving out supplies to the refugees. She thinks she's fooling me. I have heard rumors that her food stock is running low. Unsurprisingly, the crowds outside are becoming restless. I believe they wish to continue handing out our food reserves as though they were unlimited. This is not the case, and thus, it is not.
So, you want someone to put her down?
Why, I never suggested any such thing. I just wish she would see reason. But I have asked nothing of you. I was merely answering.
Your guards... How can I put this? At first, I thought they were disobeying orders. Now I think maybe... If you're stupid and incompetent, you should be digging turnips, not taking care of...
You're beginning to worry me. Is it real?
Are you kidding me? The state of their weapons is enough to make you cry. Maybe they'd be good...
Personally, I'm not capable of judging the aptitude of our sentries, but their poor results. Doubtless, you should share your observations with Mason, the chief of the watch. I should...
Wouldn't be the first I've seen. I need the reports about this beast.
I fear I am unable to be of help. All I know is that several villagers have vanished. One villager is at present in the doctor's care. These swamps are crawling with dangers. There is nothing to suggest. The refugees are always inventing horror stories in an attempt...
It might be worth checking it out. You said you lost one.
That is so. You should speak with Randval. Now that we have more able bodies to guard our gates, I imagine...
I've got a few questions I'd like to ask.
I imagine there are few...
How come it's you that's running the show here?
What a question. Because you imagine I'm doing this for my amusement. The chief of the watch has trouble organizing 3 peasants. Our dear apothecary is evident, and regardless of your reputation, the people of this village would never trust outside. So yes, it is indeed I who command here. The one time...
Well, hell. Glad we got that clear. What can you tell me about the people of Valvenor?
Before the war, there were just a few families here. These days, they survive as best they can, husbanding their animals and digging up the puny vegetables they... These woods are fruitful, but more perilous than ever before.
But you've got your guards.
They hardly qualify as an armed militia. Of the few that remain, most of the real fighters left the village as soon as war broke out. The others died while out on patrol. The only one... Sadly, the man is a walking beer keg, who could not give a dog's fart for what he's...
Who are all those refugees that you...
The war with the Ice Lords has driven many from their homes, and I have tried to accommodate as many as we can, and provide as much We are reaching the end of our reserves, and relations between the refugees and the villagers are becoming...
The refugees can't all be dead weight. Some of them have got to be useful.
Oh, if only. Believe me, I would be These peasants have been fleeing from town to town and from camp to camp. The best and strongest of them perished in battles, somewhere along the way. I must deal with the leftovers. I put the biggest on...
The healing house. It's a...
If you say so. As time has gone by, the healing house... When it opened its doors a year ago, the sense of relief... Thanks to them, we were... But as the war dragged on, the endless tide... 6 months ago, our worst nightmares were fulfilled. Our elf doctor fell ill and died. Since then, Mirana has soldiered on. The refugees just keep on coming.
I need a blacksmith.
With none more qualified, I asked Asiel to take... I suppose I should warn you, he's quite a tricky cat. Before the war, he was but he's the only one here who had even the...
We'll talk again later.
The knight heard talk of a
Yeah, the short version is that I have a demon living.
A demon?
Don't worry about it. The thing inside of me allows me to control fire. Could be pretty useful.
Evidently. But is there not a risk that...
A risk? Not yet. It needs me. I have a few questions. You mentioned the Order of the Ember Knights.
It is the order that the knight belongs to. They are the surviving warriors and honored soldiers of other orders.
Oh. So it's kind of the Order of the...
His name does not sound well.
Right. So you haven't always been an Ember Knight.
No. He was first a defender of the Algander Islands. Then he was a Templar of the Order of Burgeons, and then a Brother of the Rock, and then a Summer Trap.
So all of those orders have been lost.
He has lost many valorous companions in battle, and his heart...
I'll bet. So what is the creed of...
The knight has long searched for the answer. Now he knows it. To seek a glorious death and carry as many enemies as possible away.
That's kind of... If you follow me, we should be able to find a chance for you to get your beautiful death. Just try not to commit suicide at the first available opportunity.
The knight will wait for this moment.
You're not from around here.
The knight was born in the Algander Islands. It is a proud and savage place where the Ice Lords attacked the islands more than 15 years ago. The clans were always fighting, but they fought together as brothers when the islands were threatened. And as a defender of Algander, the knight had the honor to be one of the first to fight. And with some of the clan chiefs wanted to make peace with the Ice Lords, but the Ice Lords, their numbers were sorely missed during the following battles, and in a few shots, the knight was sent by the surviving clan chiefs to the main. But time is a cruel master. When he returned to his homeland, the islands were buried beneath.
So how did you end up in the...
When he saw that all his kin were slain, then... But in every battle, he lost more of his brothers in arms. The orders were always hazardous. Faced with these eternal difficulties and death, he decided instead to take care of the war's victims. It is a final mission without any other hope, but to give comfort and relief.
What do you think of the
Their studies have made them blind. Only knowledge interests them. Today they have the ear of the last surviving warriors. They do not deserve this honor, and their words are hollow.
So what did you abandon?
The knight has already said he does not...
Fair enough. I won't add. Let's change the sun. I haven't had time to go see the captain. I'm going.